very logical greetings to all of you. I believe and hope कि आपका मॉक बहुत ही अच्छा गया होगा, बहुत ही शानदार गया होगा और आपने काफ़ी अच्छा स्कोर किया होगा. Let's move on to the RC analysis. ठीक है. Like the very first passage, easy to comprehend, right? The thing is, person of Shah's ilk are so used to denouncing Muslims as traitors that they are unable to trim their terminology when the party line changes. Like, I always ask my students to read the very first line and the very last line very carefully because that sets the tone, that actually sets the focus of the author कि हमें पूरे पैसेज में बहुत सारी बातें की गई होंगी पर हमारा ध्यान कहाँ पे होना चाहिए. तो it is saying that Shah's ilk are like, ilk means category. तो शाह जैसे लोग they are used to denouncing Muslims as traitors that they are unable to trim their terminology when the party line changes. यानी कि they are so much used to denouncing Muslims कि अगर पार्टी का इंस्टेंस या पॉलिसी चेंज होती है तो it's really hard for them to change their language. Like their communal rhetoric normally gets them lots of like and smileys on social media, and how they questions it gets more smiles, more cheer from their supporters in social media. They find it difficult to change in exceptional situations like this war when party frowns instead of smiles. And now it gets really difficult in situation like the war where more inclusivity is needed. तो वहाँ पे अपने instances को change करना it gets really difficult for these people. ठीक है. Shah was not arrested. The Supreme Court has constituted an SIT of senior police officer and sought a probe status report by May 28, but stayed his arrest and may never spend even a day in judicial custody for questioning. Many critics, BJP have spent years fighting cases of inciting communal disharmony, but BJP supporters can spew communal hate confident of lenient treatment. Now, in second paragraph, author क्या बता रहे हैं कि Shah has never went to jail. He was never given any sentence or punishment for these inciting these hate speeches, nor the BJP supporters for inciting these communal disharmony, and they are very much confident about the very lenient treatment, very liberal treatment कि हम तो कुछ भी freedom of expression के नाम पे हम कुछ भी बोल जाएंगे और हमें कुछ भी नहीं किया जाएगा. Now in the next line, the author is introducing another factor that in the second case, in the second case, Ali Khan Mahmoodabad, associate professor of political science at Ashoka University, was arrested by the Haryana police for acts prejudicial to maintaining communal harmony, making assertions likely to cause disharmony, inciting secessions, armed rebellion or subversive activities and insulting religious beliefs. तो यहाँ पे author क्या कह रहा है कि this person Ali Khan Mahmoodabad, he was charged of like prejudicial, like उन्होंने क्या, he was arrested for acts of prejudicial to maintaining communal harmony, like harmful to maintain this peaceful coexistence between religious communities. Secessions means to attempt to break away from country, and armed rebellion or subversive activities like intended to weaken or overthrow any authority and insulting religious beliefs. यानी sedition के charges इन पे लगाए गए. ठीक है, आगे देखते हैं ये क्यों हुआ. Mahmoodabad had highlighted the irony of Hindutva commentators praising Qureshi's appointment and had added pithily. What is pithily? It is not pity, but very concisely. Pithi means very concise, very brief, very witty. ठीक है? Pithily, perhaps that could also equally loudly demand that the victims of mob lynching, arbitrary bulldozing and others who are victims of BJP's hate mongering be protected as Indian citizens. तो वो यहाँ पे क्या कह रहे हैं कि like Mahmoodabad is pointing out the hypocrisy of right-wing Hindutva supporters. जो right-wing है, Hindutva supporters हैं, उनकी hypocrisy को he is trying to point out that who praise the appointment of Muslim diplomat but ignore violence against Muslim in India. ठीक है? He added that while the optics of press, like appearance of press briefing by Qureshi and Singh were important, like these people, they were presented as a Muslim person ki haan bhai, we actually respect them, or they are figures, like it is for symbolic purpose only, but there is no genuine emotions to actually respect the Muslims. ठीक है? Now, criminal complaints against Mahmoodabad were filed by Renu Bhatia, chair of Haryana Women's Commission, and Yogesh Jatteri, BJP youth activist. Prima facie, the complaints are nonsense by demanding an equally secular. Now this person is saying that these complaints are nonsense by demanding an equally secular line in domestic affairs. How on earth could be the professor be accused of inciting secession or armed rebellion or subversive activities or insulting religious beliefs? So now the complaint lodged by BJP affiliated people, लेकिन prima facie पहली at a very first glance it appears that all these charges are baseless. ठीक है? Now, in earlier times, the court would have thrown out the complaints as frivolous, but now the court routinely admit, पहले तो ऐसे cases को court frivolous बिना किसी काम का बोल करके रद्द कर दिया करती थी, लेकिन अब the court routinely admits such petitions. Routinely they admitted. On Tuesday, the Sonpad District Court sent Mahmoodabad to judicial custody till May 27. Even if the accused ultimately goes free, the acute harassment and mental agony he suffers is an incentive to bear injustice silently rather than fight for one's rights for years. तो यहाँ पे क्या बोल रहा है कि even he is acquitted, उनको कुछ भी नहीं होता है, बट फिर भी वो जो mental agony झेल रहे हैं, तो लोग ऐसे में क्या होगा कि people will be like कि कुछ बोलने से बेहतर है हम शांति से रहे आए, so that to avoid that mental agony or suffering. ठीक है? आगे, Mahmoodabad's main crime is that he is a Muslim. Many Hindu critics, including myself, have said similar things and till now anyway are not in jail. बहुत सारे Hindu critics ने ऐसी चीजें कही हैं and we are not in jail. This is clearly some kind of witch hunt, particularly for that community, said Maya Mirchandani, head of Ashoka's Department of Media Studies. In a post on X last week, Mahmoodabad said that he was exercising his fundamental right to freedom of thought and speech and dismissed Bhatia's complaint as censorship and harassment. So he said for himself that I was just exercising my right of freedom of speech, right? Now, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri claimed during the conflict that it would be a surprise to Pakistan to see citizens criticizing their own country. He added that tolerance for comments made by former J&K Governor Satyapal Malik, critical of GOI after the Pulwama attack picked up by Pakistani authorities, was the hallmark of any open and functioning democracy. Subsequent events have provided ample material for Pakistani smurfs. So, यहाँ पे author is saying that Mahmoodabad defended himself by saying that he was using his freedom of speech, right? Now, in these paragraphs, author is saying that the foreign secretary earlier praised India as democracy where citizens can freely criticize the government unlike Pakistan. लेकिन जो ये recent event हुआ है of Mahmoodabad's arrests, it contradicts the claim, providing Pakistan reason to mock India. This word Pakistan smokes. ठीक है? I hope now passage is clear to you. तो अगर हम इसके central idea की बात करें तो central idea is that passage critiques the selective and biased application of free speech and legal standards in India. It contrasts the lenient treatment of communal hate speech by BJP supporters with harsh punishment. Right? ठीक है. Alright, coming to the question and answer. What is the primary objective of the author in writing this passage? To compare the political system of India and Pakistan based on the freedom of speech. नहीं, आखिरी में author has said talked about it, but it is not about that he wants to compare the political system of India and Pakistan. So A is wrong. To warn against using social media for a political career, it is not about social media, it is all about the Muslims and the BJP supporters. ठीक है. To expose the selective enforcement of law and the communal bias underlying recent arrests, yes, when author talks about the witch hunt, that it is very specific for Muslims. So yes, C is the correct answer. To justify the legal actions taken against, no, he does not want to justify the legal actions, rather he is criticizing those actions, right? So yes, we have got the correct answer. Moving on to the next. Which of the following best summarizes the central argument of the passage? Central argument क्या है? The legal system in India operates independently and occasionally makes errors. It is not about occasional errors. The author is not talking about making errors, rather misusing the power. ठीक है. Muslim individuals are disproportionately targeted for expressing dissent while Hindu critics are rarely punished. हाँ, ऐसा ही कुछ तो हमारा पैसेज कह रहा है. चलिए आगे ऑप्शन देख लेते हैं. Public universities should refrain from engaging in political discourse to maintain neutrality. The author hasn't talked about any public or private university engaging in political discourse, so out of scope. Ashoka University professors have launched a protest movement. कोई भी protest movement की बात हमारे पैसेज में नहीं कही गई है. तो yes, we have got our correct answer, that is B. Next. Which of the following best captures the implicit theological tension referenced इन महमूदाबाद क्रिटिक ऑफ हिंदुत्व कमेंटेटर्स? क्या थियोलॉजिकल टेंशन है कि एक तरफ आप मुस्लिम्स को एक अच्छे पोस्ट पर बिठाते हो और दूसरी तरफ अगर कोई कुछ बयान दे देता है तो आप उसको सीधे जेल में डाल देते हो. ठीक है. अ कॉन्फ्लिक्ट बिटवीन स्पिरिचुअल डिवोशन एंड पॉलिटिकल नेशनलिज्म. भाई स्पिरिचुअल डिवोशन की यहाँ पे बात नहीं हुई है. विद इन हिंदू थियोलॉजी, नो, इट इज नॉट विद इन हिंदू थियोलॉजी, रादर हिंदू मुस्लिम. द सिलेक्टिव इन्वोकेशन ऑफ इस्लामिक फिगर्स, yes, to legitimize state actions while ignoring systemic discrimination. Yes, you put Islamic figures in within the state to actually sanitize your wrongdoings, right? And you are not addressing the concerns, the ground concerns of this minority. The contradiction between Buddhist non-violence and state out of scope, ऐसी कोई बात हमारे पैसेज में नहीं हुई है. A religious debate over divine authority between Islamic, नहीं, Islamic sects in India के बारे में नहीं है. It is not about the division within the Islamic sects. So yes, this is also out of scope. We have got our correct answer, that is B. ठीक है. मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. विच स्टेटमेंट मोस्ट रिफ्लेक्ट्स द पिटीफुल टोन द ऑथर एम्प्लॉयज व्हेन डिस्कसिंग महमूदाबाद सिचुएशन? क्या बोल रहे हैं? महमूदाबाद वाज अरेस्टेड फॉर वायलेटिंग नेशनल सिक्योरिटी थ्रू रेडिकल स्टेटमेंट्स. नहीं, ही हैजंट वायलेटेड. हमारे ऑथर ने ये बिल्कुल नहीं बोला कि ही हैज वायलेटेड नेशनल सिक्योरिटी. ठीक है. इवन इफ अक्यूज्ड अल्टीमेटली गोज फ्री, द acute harassment and mental agony he suffers is an incentive to bear injustice silently. Yes, यही चीज़ तो वो बहुत ज़्यादा बोल रहे हैं कि फिर कोई भी व्यक्ति बोलेगा नहीं, वो इतने he will suffer so much mentally that no one will ever dare to speak again, right? He added that the optics must translate to reality, otherwise it's just hypocrisy. No, it is not capturing the empathetic या sympathetic या commiserating tone in option C. Critics of BJP have spent years fighting cases of inciting. ठीक है, ये भी out of it. तो we have got the correct answer, that is B. It actually covers that commiserating tone of the passage which author is employing. ठीक है. Moving on to the next question. How does the article use cultural critique to expose double standards in public discourse and law enforcement? कैसे आर्टिकल यूज कर रहा है कल्चरल क्रिटिक को? देखते हैं. By highlighting religious conversion. हमारे पैसेज में कहीं भी रिलीजियस कन्वर्जन की बात नहीं हुई है, तो ये हो गया हमारा आउट ऑफ स्कोप. थ्रू एग्जाम्पल्स ऑफ इक्वल ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ ऑल कम्युनिटीज, नो, ये इसी का जस्ट उल्टा है, अनइक्वल ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ ऑल कम्युनिटीज, सो इट इज ऑल्सो इनकरेक्ट. बाय कंट्रास्टिंग रिएक्शंस टू कम्युनल स्पीच फ्रॉम बीजेपी सपोर्टर्स एंड क्रिटिक्स, ये हो सकता है, आगे देख लेते हैं। बाय एनालाइजिंग एंशिएंट स्क्रिप्चर्स, अगेन ये हो गया हमारा आउट ऑफ स्कोप। एंशिएंट स्क्रिप्चर्स या कोई पैरेलल्स या एनोलॉजी हमारा ऑथर नहीं ड्रॉ कर रहा है, तो वी हैव गॉट आवर करेक्ट आंसर, दैट इज सी। ऑल राइट, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट। व्हाट डज द टर्म कम्युनल रेटोरिक मोस्ट लाइकली मीन इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ आर्टिकल? क्या है देखते हैं। पॉलिटिकल स्पीच दैट यूनाइट्स डाइवर्स कम्युनिटीज। यूनाइट्स की बात ही नहीं हो रही है, तो एक्चुअली डिवाइड की बात हो रही है। लैंग्वेज दैट अपील्स टू द इमोशंस रादर देन लॉजिक इन रिलीजियस सेरेमनीज। अभी रिलीजियस सेरेमनीज की बात आ गई है, ये हमारे कॉन्टेक्स्ट में बिल्कुल फिट नहीं बैठ रहा है। स्पीच दैट प्रमोट्स और इंसाइट्स डिविजन अमंग रिलीजियस और एथनिक ग्रुप। येस, दिस एक्चुअली कैप्चर्स द एसेंस ऑफ द कॉन्टेक्स्ट। न्यूट्रल रिलीजियस डिस्कोर्स, न्यूट्रल तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है, बहुत ज़्यादा बायस्ड है, तो हेंस वी हैव गॉट द आंसर, दैट इज सी। चलिए अब आ जाते हैं हम अपने अगले पैसेज में, ठीक है। इट इज अबाउट लेट इन द आफ्टरनून ऑन December 6 December 1989, a young man walked into Montreal's Polytechnic Engineering School with a semi-automatic rifle and killed 14 women, injured 14 others, including 4, then killed himself. ठीक है, एक आदमी पॉलिटेक्निक इंजीनियरिंग स्कूल में आया, उसने 14 लोगों को सेमी ऑटोमेटिक गन से मारा और खुद को भी मार लिया, ठीक है। मार्क लेपिन्स पेज लॉन्ग सुसाइड नोट written in French made his motivations very clear. क्या उसके motivations थे? Feminists have always enraged me, he wrote. I have decided to send the feminists who have always ruined my life to their maker. यानी उसको ऐसा लगता है कि जो feminist हैं उन्होंने इसका जीवन खराब कर दिया है और बनाने वाले के पास यानी भगवान जी के पास ये उनको भेजना चाह रहा है। इन कनाडा 6 December is now a national day of remembrance and action on violence against women. तो इस दिन को नाउ कनाडा में कैसे मनाया जाता है? एज अ रिमेम्बरेंस ऑफ दिस पर्टिकुलर डे, ठीक है, वायलेंस अगेंस्ट वुमेन। बट द इवेंट्स ऑफ 3 decades ago आर नॉट अ हॉरिफाइंग मेमोरी सेफली confined to a bygone era. लेकिन ये जो इवेंट हुआ है 3 decades ago, it is not just a horrifying memory for safely confined, it is not this particular reminiscence, yeah, this day hasn't just confined these violence into that era, but rather from the viewpoint of 2019, the Polytechnic shooting now seems like an unfortunate foretelling of things. ये जो किस्सा हुआ वो उसी में बंद नहीं हुआ, कैद नहीं हुआ, rather it is a sign, it is an unfortunate foretelling of things to come or ominous things to come, ठीक है। 2 weeks ago, a young woman in Chicago was killed by a man after she ignored his cat's call. यानी उसके भी जो भी ऑब्सीन रिमार्क्स है उसको उसने इग्नोर किया। तो 2 हफ्ते पहले एक यंग वुमन को शिकागो में एक आदमी ने मार दिया, ठीक है। लास्ट नवंबर, a man whose hatred of women was well documented online shot 6 women at a hot yoga studio, killing 2. And 7 months earlier, a man named Alec Minassian drove a van onto a Toronto sidewalk and killed 10 people, 8 of them women. तो यहाँ पे author is giving other instances जहाँ पे women के खिलाफ ऐसे killings हो रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो it is not that this particular event is not just confined at that day, rather it is just a warning, it is a warning sign to the future ominous things to or destructive things to come, ठीक है, future violence. The sexually frustrated young man behind the van's wheel, a self-described incel or involuntary celibate, self-described incel यानी very isolated person, and involuntary celibate means जो ना चाहते हुए भी ब्रह्मचर्य पर, he is divided of all the romance and love and feeling, ठीक है। saw his act as retribution against women who had starved him of the affection he felt he was rightfully owed. तो ये क्या बोल रहा है कि एक सेक्सुअली फ्रस्ट्रेटेड यंग मैन जो वैन के व्हील में था, वो जो अभी उसने 10 लोगों के ऊपर जो वैन चढ़ाई, उसने क्या बोला कि he was frustrated, और उसको ऐसा लगता था कि इन विमेन की वजह से ही वॉज स्टार्ट ऑफ द अफेक्शन ही फेल्ट ही वॉज राइटफुली ओड. नाउ मिनेसियन सेड ही वॉज इंस्पायर्ड बाय इलियट रॉडगर एंड इंसेल एंड wannabe pickup artist who shot 20 people in 2014. Now this particular person is inspired by another person, ठीक है, who killed 20 people in 2014. I think the link between Polytechnic and the van attack is so close, so direct, so obvious that Julie Lalonde, a Canadian educator, focused on violence against women. तो अभी this particular person is connecting a dots between those two events, different events, and they say that they are very much closely connected, very clear, very obvious. One is leading to another. The link is more than a virulent hatred of women. This link is more than just a very hatred for women. It is also the ability for misogynists and anti-feminists to find support for that hatred in both fringe groups and in mainstream culture. तो जो extremist group हैं और ये जो mainstream culture है इसको ताकत कहाँ से मिल रही है? इन्हीं सब इंसिडेंट से मिल रही है. तो ईच इंसिडेंट इज नॉट आइसोलेटेड, रादर वन इज एक्टिंग एज एन इंस्पिरेशन फॉर अनदर हीनियस क्राइम. फाइंडिंग दैट सपोर्ट इज ईजियर नाउ दैट इट हैज एवर बीन. अभी ऐसा सपोर्ट मिलना बहुत ज़्यादा आसान हो चुका है. क्यों? द pseudonymous Liz, a volunteer researcher on hate group in Canada who outs extremists and who uses a fake name because of the volume of violent threats her alter ego receives, says misogyny is a powerful undercurrent in all alt-right and white supremacist online groups. So due to internet, due to this global connection, people are getting support. These support and this inspiration has become more easier to receive due to this online groups. ठीक है? Where do you really start to discuss the intersection between misogyny and hate groups when they are really one and the same? वो क्या कह रहे हैं कि आप कैसे डिवाइड करोगे कि what is misogyny and what is hate group, because they are really one, they are really the same. Adding that the hatred women often serves as a base upon which to build other forms of hate. So दूसरी these hatred for women, these hatred for feminists actually is a base for other forms of hatreds. ठीक है? The fact that misogyny acts as such a pipeline-like tool makes the incel movement exceptionally dangerous. I think that's actually an aspect that people overlook, as it is a kind of insular, like it is in a vacuum. Oh, they just hate women, but hate is infectious. So no, she is saying that hate is infectious. इसका मतलब ये नहीं है कि that person is incel or isolated, तो वो उसकी hate उस तक ही रह जाएगी. No, it is very infectious. When you learn to hate, you learn to hate more and more and more. It's a drug. It is infectious. ये बढ़ता है. It is contagious. ठीक है, ऐसा ऑथर कह रहा है. When Lapine began composing his ideology back in 1980s, he didn't have an internet commiseration machine. उसके पास कोई भी ऑनलाइन ग्रुप नहीं था जो उसके साथ सिंपथाइज कर सके. In his suicide note, he said it took him 7 years from his extremist views. उसको कितना 7 साल लगे ये कदम उठाने के लिए. And those views ultimately ended in a mass shooting and meticulously assembled hit list of 19 accomplished women. He had made that list of 19 accomplished women कि जिनको वो मारने वाला था would have killed if not for lack of time. अगर समय की कमी नहीं होता तो he has made the hit list of 19 accomplished women to be killed. ठीक है, I hope आपको पैसा समझ में आ गया होगा. चलिए moving on to the questions. What does the concluding line of the passage suggest about Mark Lepine's radicalization process? ठीक है, देखते हैं क्या बोलता है. His extremist views developed gradually over time rather than being abrupt. Yes, यही बात बोली जा रही है, but आगे options भी देखते हैं. He was influenced primarily by real world interaction rather than ideology. नहीं. His views were shaped by online communities, तो उस वक्त available ही नहीं थी. He had a clear ideology motivation for his actions. He knew what he was doing. So yes, we have got the correct answer. That is A. ठीक है. What is the primary argument made in the passage regarding misogyny? क्या primary argument बताया गया है? It is an isolated issue with no connection to other forms of hate. नहीं, author बार बार यही तो emphasize कर रहा है कि one hate is connected to another, like one is acting as an inspiration to other form of hate. It is contagious, it is infectious. So ऐसा तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. It is not an isolated issue. It acts as a foundation for the development of other extremist ideologies. Yes, ऐसा ही कुछ हमारा ऑथर बोल रहा है. इट हैज सिग्निफिकेंटली डिक्रीज, बिल्कुल भी डिक्रीज नहीं हुआ है, रादर ऑनलाइन ग्रुप्स एंड इंटरनेट की वजह से और ज़्यादा बढ़ चुका है. इट इज़ ओनली प्रिविलेंट इन फ्रिंज, नो नॉट ओनली प्रिविलेंट इन ऑनलाइन, इट इज़ वेरी नैरो. सो वी हैव गॉट आवर आंसर, दैट इज बी. Moving on to the next question. What is the significance of the 6 December 1989 Polytechnic shooting as discussed in the passage? क्या significance है उनका? वो क्या बोल रहे हैं? Foretelling है, warning है. It was an isolated tragedy with no lasting societal impact. बिल्कुल lasting societal impact है. ऐसा बिल्कुल it is stating the opposite of what is said in the passage. It led to a decrease in violence. बिल्कुल decrease नहीं हुआ है. It serves as a precursor to contemporary act. Yes, it is a precursor to contemporary acts of misogynist violence. हम आगे देखते हैं. It was primarily motivated by no, कोई भी mental illness नहीं थी. तो yes, C is the correct answer. Author साफ साफ बोल रहा है कि it is a foretelling of it is the telling of forthcoming warnings or negative things that is gonna happen in the society. ठीक है. Next, based on the passage, what role does the internet play in the spread of misogynistic ideology? क्या role play कर रहा है? It allows for faster radicalization by providing support networks for extremists. हाँ, ऐसा ही कुछ तो बोल रहा है. चलो आगे देखते हैं. It prevents individuals. No, it does not prevent individuals from adopting extremist views. It has no real impact. It has very lasting and significant impact. It primarily helps law enforcement track extremists. No, law enforcement track extremists ऐसा नहीं है. So we have got the correct answer. That is A. साफ साफ हमारा पैसेज यही कह रहा है, राइट? चलिए, मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. व्हाट डज द पैसेज सजेस्ट अबाउट द कनेक्शन बिटवीन इंसेल आइडियोलॉजी एंड अदर एक्सट्रीमिस्ट मूवमेंट? ठीक है, देखते हैं. इंसेल आइडियोलॉजी इज सेपरेट फ्रॉम अदर हेट ग्रुप्स एंड डज नॉट कंट्रीब्यूट. इसका जस्ट उल्टा बोल रहा है कि एवरीवन इज रिलेटेड टू द अदर. तो 1 is not correct, A is not correct. It is a minor issue with, no, it is not a minor issue, rather it is a major issue with little world impact. नहीं, very significant real world impact. Misogyny within incel ideology serves as a gateway to other forms of hate. Yes, this is what author is saying, that it is a gateway to other forms of hatred towards women in society. Incels are primarily focused on self-improvement. Self-improvement की कहीं बात नहीं हुई है, तो we have got our answer, that is C, very obvious, right? ठीक है. Coming to passage 3. अब ये क्या बोलते हैं? चलिए पढ़ते हैं. The ancient twins stood shoulder to shoulder at her doorstep, indistinguishable from each other, right down to the matching salmon sports coats, as if in all their years they had never abandoned the habit of dressing alike. यानी क्या बोल रहा है कि दो ancient twins, यानी काफ़ी बुजुर्ग twins, shoulder to shoulder at her doorstep, आप किसी के डोर स्टेप पे खड़े हुए हैं. इनडिस्टिंग्विशेबल मतलब बिल्कुल भी अलग नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, एकदम सेम टू सेम दिखने वाले लोग हैं. क्या? सैल्मन स्पोर्ट कोट यानी पिंकिश कलर की जैकेट पहनी हुई है. एंड इफ इन ऑल देयर ईयर्स दे हैड नेवर अबैंडन्ड द हैबिट ऑफ ड्रेसिंग लाइक. ऐसा लग रहा है कि वो हमेशा सेम सेम ही कपड़े पहनते आए हैं. लेटर शी वॉज अनेबल टू रिमेंबर देयर नेम्स, इवन टू रिकॉल विच वन हैड एक्सप्लेन देयर प्रेजेंस, दैट दे वर इन टाउन फॉर अ 70th स्कूल रियूनियन, दैट दे वॉन्टेड टू सी देयर बॉयहुड होम. तो क्या बोल रहा है वो कि जो लेडी जिसके दरवाजे पे ये दो व्यक्ति खड़े हैं, शी इज़ अनेबल टू रिकॉल दीज टू पर्सन, एंड वो उनको बता रहे हैं इवन विच वन हैड, उन्होंने क्या बताया कि दे आर इन द टाउन फॉर देयर 70th हाई स्कूल reunion and they wanted to see their boyhood home, कि वो अपना boyhood home को visit करना चाहते थे. They must have mentioned where they now lived, but she could not bring that back either, just the image of their grey eyes. वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि their image of grey eyes, lustreless as lead slugs, peering past her into the hallway. Had she invited them in? She could not remember it, but how else would they have wound up in her living room, spotted hands clutching glasses of lemonade she herself had poured, and bald heads hallowed by dust motes in the late afternoon sunlight. So she is just looking into their eyes and they are very lusterless. यहाँ पे बोला भी गया है कि they are lusterless, dull like a lead slugs with like a metal bullet, and she is trying to remember them but she is unable to do that. और उसने वो याद कर क्या मैंने इनको अंदर इनवाइट किया है, बट वो देख रही है कि वो अंदर आ चुके हैं एंड दे आर पोरिंग अ लेमनेड विच शी हरसेल्फ हैज़ मेड. फिर उसको लगता है कि हाँ मैंने बुलाया होगा जब भी वो अंदर आए हैं. एंड यहाँ पे एक विविड इमेजरी का इस्तेमाल किया है ऑथर ने कि देयर इज मतलब उनके हैंड्स आर स्पॉटेड लाइक कि हाँ बुजुर्ग वाले हाथ हैं एंड दैट डस्ट पार्टिकल इन सनलाइट लुकिंग लाइक अ हेलो. तो यहाँ पे एक मेटाफर दे रहा है ऑथर दैट इट कैन बी एंजेलिक और डेविलिश. ठीक है, चलो आगे देखते हैं. She was a hospitable woman after all, still profound of the house where she had lived for 48 years. Now she is a very hospitable वुमेन की सबका वो आओ भगत वेलकम करना वो बहुत अच्छे से करती थी. एंड वो वहाँ पे कितने सालों से रह रही है, 48 ईयर से रह रही है, जहाँ पे उसने उसकी फैमिली को बड़ा किया. एंड शी हैज़ chosen to remain in womanhood. वो उसने अपनी फैमिली के साथ भी वहाँ पे रही. एंड व्हेन शी लॉस्ट हर हस्बैंड तब भी वो वहीं पे रहना. शी chose to be there despite her children urgings to give up the old place. अब उसके बच्चों ने कहा कि भाई तू चल, लेकिन फिर भी she chose to remain there. And if she was later to regret the men's visit, she knew that at the time her only misgiving were over unwashed dishes and unpolished furniture. वो बोल रही है कि ठीक है अगर वो बाद में रिग्रेट करेगी भी कि इसने that woman why she has invited them, तो वो सिर्फ इतना है, उसकी सिर्फ इतना ही मिसगिविंग है या कन्फ्यूजन है कि अभी अनवॉश डिशेस पड़े हुए हैं एंड अनपॉलिश्ड यानी worn off फर्नीचर है. नो, शी हैड wanted to show them the house and she wants to give them a house tour to let them see the life she and her late husband made for themselves. Now that lady wants to give them house tour to actually go back to the very profound memories which she has had with her husband. The kitchen they gutted and remodeled 3 times. जो kitchen को renovate किया. The mantelpiece they stripped down to its original wood. The oak bookshelves they built by hand. जो oak bookshelf उन्होंने अपने हाथ से ही बनाया. Now overstuffed with yellow paper bags and photos of their children and children's children. Whole यानी कि that particular place is now full of memories. वहाँ पे कोई रह नहीं रहा है. But that place is kind of worn off and filled with lots of memories. ठीक है. The whole clan so spread out these days that they can really came together under the same roof. Now वो बच्चे इतने अलग अलग जगह रहते हैं कि ऐसा बहुत होता ही नहीं है कि वो सब इस घर में स्पेशली इस घर में एक साथ रहने के लिए आए. Not that she shared such worries with her visitors, leading ऐसा नहीं है कि उसने अपनी ये सारी बातें जो उसके दिमाग में चल रही हैं उसने विजिटर्स से एक्सप्रेस की हो. Leading them from room to room with the practiced cordiality of a tour guide. Their impassive eyes, like she is taking them room to room like a guide, and they have the very impassive eyes like emotionless eyes की कोई expression है ही नहीं उनकी आंखों में. Studying her from beneath thick white brows and world as now यहाँ पे again एक metaphor दिया हुआ है thick white brows as world as barbed wire यानी कि थोड़ा सा खतरनाक सा appearance है and they just want to स्टडी दैट पर्टिकुलर वुमेन की हाँ भाई क्या कर रहा है. और कोई भी एक्सप्रेशन उन दो आदमियों की आंखों में बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. शी हैड ऑलमोस्ट फिनिश टेकिंग देम थ्रू द फर्स्ट फ्लोर बिफोर इट डॉन्ड ऑन हर. ये उसने फर्स्ट फ्लोर का पूरा उसने टूर अपना घर घुमा दिया था एंड सडनली शी रियलाइज्ड dawned on her that she was the only one talking. सिर्फ वही बात कर रही थी that whatever had brought them here, it was not to trade memories of the place. Now whatever जिस भी purpose से वो इस घर में आए हैं, it is not because of memory, it is not because कि they wanted to see their boyhood home, but their intentions are something else, something dark. तो आखिरी लाइन पे author is setting another tone कि there is something eerie, there is something suspicious. ठीक है, आई होप आपको पैसेज समझ में आ गया होगा. आगे बढ़ते हैं क्वेश्चंस की तरफ. So what role does the description of worldwide browse play in the passage? It emphasizes the twins' disinterest and lack of engagement with the tour. Yes, हमारे author ने last line में बोला भी कि their eyes were really impassive, यानी without any expression, without any emotion. तो it actually expresses disinterest and lack of engagement with the tour. They were not interested in the tour at all. They were not there for any memory. Rather, their intention was something else. राइट तो हम इसको रख सकते हैं. आगे के ऑप्शंस देख लेते हैं. इट सजेस्ट दैट द ट्विन्स आर फिजिकली, कहीं भी फिजिकली वीक या फ्रेल होने की बात नहीं कही गई है. इट हाईलाइट्स द नरेटर्स कंफ्यूजन अबाउट देयर अपीयरेंस. नरेटर इज नॉट एट ऑल कंफ्यूज्ड अबाउट द अपीयरेंस ऑफ दोज टू विजिटर्स. इट शोज दैट द ट्विन्स आर मच ओल्डर. कहीं भी कंपैरिजन नहीं किया गया है कि हु इज मोर ओल्डर, नरेटर और विजिटर. ठीक है, तो येस वी हैव गॉट द करेक्ट आंसर, दैट इज ए. Now, how does the narrator's attitude towards the house reflect her broader approach to life? She is detached from her past. बिल्कुल नहीं. She is very fond of her memories. तभी तो वो पूरे घर, she is revisiting her memories. She has chosen to stay there for 48 years where she raised a family. She is even living there without her husband, and even when her children ask कि भैया चलते हैं, leave this place, तो but she chose to remain there. So she is not detached from her past at all. She values stability, tradition and life she built. Yes, that description of kitchen, book rack and everything shows that she values stability, tradition and life she built with her late husband. She is obsessed with no, कहीं भी material possessions से obsession नहीं दिखाया गया. She is indifferent to the past and for no, बिल्कुल she is living on with her past. So yes, we have got the correct answer, that is B. What can be inferred about the narrator's children from the passage? ठीक है, they regularly visit her and are close to her. नहीं, rather they are distant and rarely visit her. ठीक है, तो A is wrong. They want her to move out of the house and give it up. Yes, साफ साफ लिखा है कि they have asked to leave that place up, but she chose to remain there. So yes, B is the correct answer. They are indifferent to the house and do not care. कहीं भी ऐसा हमारे पैसेज में नहीं बताया गया है कि they are indifferent or do not care about its history. It's just they are away. They have abandoned नहीं, डिस्टेंस की बात हुई है, abandonment की बात कहीं भी नहीं हुई है, तो हम बिल्कुल भी ये इन्फर नहीं कर सकते हैं. Moving on to the next question. Identify the figurative device used in the sentence. The twins' grey eyes, lusterless as. Comparison using as and like. साफ साफ क्या है हमारा? सिमिली है. मेटाफर कब होता? जब यहाँ पे as नहीं होता, हम बोल देते they are lusterless lad slugs, तो हो जाता है यहाँ पे without comparison, without such or as, और कोई भी हाँ vivid imagery है but there is no exaggeration here, और alliteration, कोई भी words बार बार repeat नहीं हो रहा है, तो no alliteration at all. ठीक है, ठीक है. Moving on to the next passage. ठीक है. Last July, concluding his election victory speech after winning in Clacton, Nigel Farage announced that after inflicting grievous damage on the Conservative Party that night, Reform UK would now be coming for Labour. So this person has won the election. कहाँ गया? Farage. And he said that after severely damaging the Conservative Party, he is coming for the Labour Party. ठीक है. Since then, on issues such as the nationalization of Britain's beleaguered, यानी very struggling steel industry, Mr. Farage has carefully positioned his party as sympathetic to working class concerns and fears. So, Mr. Farage has put himself like he is very sympathetic towards working class people, and his heavy trail speech, यानी he is very enthusiastic or famous या influential speech on Tuesday in Westminster was the most direct attempt yet to present himself as a new spokesperson for Labour's traditional blue collar voters, यानी Labour के जो traditional voters हैं, Labour पार्टी के blue collar voters यानी working class voters, उनके concerns को इसने address करके उनको lure करने की ये कोशिश कर रही है. The most talented and cynical political opportunist. अब यहाँ पे हमको पता चल रहा है कि author का actually टोन क्या है टुवर्ड्स फराज. ही इज सेइंग हिम द सिनिकल पॉलिटिकल अपॉर्चुनिस्ट ऑफ हिज जनरेशन. तो हमें पता है कि ही इज नॉट वेरी एडमायरिंग ऑफ हिम, रादर क्रिटिकल ऑफ हिम, राइट. मिस्टर फराज नोज वेयर द ओपनिंग्स लाई. मिस्टर फराज को पता है कि कहाँ पे अपॉर्चुनिटी है, कहाँ ओपनिंग है. लेबर हैज टाइड इटसेल्फ इन अनएडिफाइंग नॉट्स. जो लेबर पार्टी है, इट हैज टाइड हिमसेल्फ इन अनएडिफाइंग नॉट्स, लाइक वेरी कंफ्यूजिंग नॉट्स जिसको आप बहुत आसानी से सॉल्व ना किया जा सके. ओवर इट्स डीपली अनपॉपुलर कट्स टू विंटर फ्यूल अलाउंस, एगनाइज्ड ओवर रिवर्सिंग द टोरीज, 2 चाइल्ड बेनिफिट कैप यानी 2 ही बच्चे. ठीक है. Mr. Faraj simply marched his party into the vacant political space where a center-left party should be. यानी कि जहाँ पे इस लेबर पार्टी को होना चाहिए था, वहाँ पे फराज has positioned himself by taking benefit of the indecisiveness of this particular labor party. ठीक है. Even if the government belatedly U-turns on both issues, अगर गवर्नमेंट आगे कभी यू टर्न लेती भी है इन रिफॉर्म्स में, इन मुद्दों में, तब भी रिफॉर्म विल बी एबल टू क्लेम टू हैव ब्लेज द ट्रेल. तो रिफॉर्म जो फराज की पार्टी है वो बोलेगी शुरुआत तो हमने ही करी थी, तुम तो बाद में आए. ठीक है. तो ही विल टेक द क्रेडिट ऑफ ऑल द थिंग्स. Understandably, labor figures have ground their teeth at airy promises. जो लेबर फिगर्स हैं, they have ground their teeth at airy promises. हवा में जो promises हैं of largest to the less well off, largest and very generous, they are very generous to the very less well off, and pointed to the reform leaders' trade record. There was no serious effort on Tuesday to make any of the sums add up by addressing the fiscal implication of a huge tax overhaul. There are also, of course, compelling grounds to doubt that Mr. Faraj's conversion to egalitarian politics is wholly sincere. तो यहाँ पे क्या कह रहे हैं कि ये इस बात पे यहाँ पे डाउट है कि जो ये फराज भाई साहब egalitarian society पॉलिटिक्स यानी इक्वालिटी की बात कर रहे हैं, ये होली सिंसियर है या नहीं. यानी ऑथर इज क्वाइट स्केप्टिक अबाउट दिस फराज. सिंस एंटरिंग पॉलिटिक्स एज अ प्राइवेटली एजुकेटेड फॉर्मर स्टॉक ब्रोकर, ही वाज privately educated former stockbroker, he had been a Thatcherite advocate of low tax, low regulation and privatization, privatizing the NHS. More Jacob Rees-Mogg than Anurian Bevan in short. तो यहाँ पे वो author is saying Jacob Rees-Mogg was more of a conservative and Anurian Bevan was more of a liberal या leftist. तो वो ये कह रहे हैं कि author is trying to point out कि he is trying to be more of a liberal, more with leftists, more with minorities, more with working class, but ultimately he is core rightist. ठीक है. राइट विंग को ही वो फाइनली वो कहाँ लेके उसके प्रिंसिपल्स राइट विंग या कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी से ज़्यादा अलाइन करते हैं. ठीक है. बट क्राइज ऑफ कॉस्प्ले मीन्स pretension, like being someone else who you are not, and allegations of unserious politics will not suffice. ठीक है. Before Partygate, Partygate means the scandal, the Eton educated Boris Johnson did not do badly by indulging in both. यानी अब यहाँ पे author is drawing an analogy with this person to Faraj and says कि this Boris Johnson also, उसका अप्रोच भी लगभग सिमिलर था to the Faraj, and he succeeded in his effort. So there are possibilities that Faraj also might succeed. Mr. Faraj will not expect Sir Keir Starmer, Labour Party के leader, to take up his invitation to pay a joint visit to a working men's club, but he does spy a working class route to power. So Keir Starmer might not accept his invitation, Faraj's invitation, but Faraj knows that this is a key to the success या route to power. ठीक है. As in increasingly clear, reforms leader view a form of right-wing communitarianism as the mean to weld together the kind of shire and town coalition that won the Brexit referendum. तो रिफॉर्म लीडर यानी फराज जो हैं वो जानते हैं कि राइट विंग कम्युनिटेरियनिज्म इज एज द मीन्स टू वेल्ड यानी टू पुट टुगेदर द काइंड ऑफ शायर यानी रूरल और टाउन कोलिशन को अगर हम साथ में लेकर के आएंगे तो इट इज अ की टू सक्सेस एज डन इन द ब्रेक्जिट रेफरेंडम व्हेन ब्रिटिश withdrew itself from EU, European Union. ठीक है. This means performatively pivoting to the left on some economic issues. ठीक है. in the hope of attracting less well-off labor voters into his authoritarian anti-immigrant project. अभी ये जो चीज़ है, he is trying to attract well-off labor voters, less well-off voter, यानी working class voters, in ultimately leading to his authoritarian anti-immigration, that is right या कंजर्वेटिव पार्टी आइडियोलॉजी में ही वो लेके आना चाह रहा है. इट इज द सेम काइंड ऑफ पॉलिटिकल रियलाइनमेंट दैट मरीन ली पेन हैज परस्यूड विद सम सक्सेस इन फ्रांस. अगेन ऑथर इज ड्रॉइंग एन एनालॉजी विद दिस पर्सन कि जैसा इन्होंने किया था कि ठीक है आप थोड़े से लिबरल बन जाओ, थोड़े से उनके लिए बात कर लो, एंड देन अल्टीमेटली फ्रॉम द हार्ट यू आर अ कंजर्वेटिव. ठीक है. As reform continues to score significant polling leads, ठीक है, eclipsing the moribund Tories यानी dying conservative, Labour badly needs a progressive strategy. लेबर पार्टी को क्या चाहिए? प्रोग्रेसिव स्ट्रैटेजी चाहिए दैट कैन एडिक्वेटली रिस्पॉन्ड. एट द नेक्स्ट इलेक्शन इट विल नीड द सपोर्ट ऑफ ब्लू कॉलर वोटर्स यानी वर्किंग क्लास वोटर्स. मिस्टर फराज होप्स टू सेड्यूस एज वेल एज पब्लिक सेक्टर प्रोफेशनल्स एंड लिबरल ग्रेजुएट्स इन यूनिवर्सिटी टाउन्स एंड सिटीज. तो लेबर को जीतने के लिए क्या क्या करना पड़ेगा? ये सब करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. ऑथर इज मेंशनिंग कि दे नीड द सपोर्ट ऑफ ब्लू कॉलर, पब्लिक सेक्टर प्रोफेशनल, लिबरल ग्रेजुएट्स इन यूनिवर्सिटीज, टाउन एंड सिटीज. ठीक है. Yet for now an unattractive combination of economic timidity. अभी क्या सीन चल रहा है? There is economic timidity यानी finances related indecisiveness चल रही है, cuts चल रहे हैं, and quoting the anti-migrant vote has seen it simultaneously lose support to Mr. Farage, the Liberal Democrats and the Greens. So these are the reasons why Labour is losing the support. There is another way. Policies such as the public ownership of utilities and introduction of wealth taxes in an ever more unequal society. क्या बोल रहा है? There is another way. अभी दूसरा तरीका क्या बोल रहा है? बता रहा है. Policies such as public ownership of utilities यानी कि आप पब्लिक चीज़ों को प्राइवेटाइज कर दो, एंड द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ वेल्थ टैक्सेस इन एवर मोर अनइक्वल सोसाइटी यानी कि जो रिचेज हैं उन पे ज़्यादा टैक्स लगा दो. एंजॉय ब्रॉड सपोर्ट बोथ अमंग ब्लू कॉलर वोटर्स एंड लेबर का अर्बन स्ट्रॉन्ग. अगर ये दो चीज़ें करते हैं तो ये दोनों लोग ब्लू कॉलर वोटर्स यानी वर्किंग क्लास एंड लेबर अर्बन स्ट्रॉन्ग होल्ड, दे विल बी हैप्पी एंड विल बी अट्रैक्टेड. दैट सजेस्ट अ ब्रॉडर groundswell of support for a more expansive social democratic approach, one that can deliver a more collectivist and equal society without embracing the xenophobia like इमिग्रेशन लीग, एंटी माइग्रेशन की जो यहाँ पे बात हुई है, एन एक्सट्रीम सोशल कंजर्वेटिज्म दैट डिफाइंस मिस्टर फराज एंड हिज मूवमेंट. तो ऑथर हैज सजेस्टेड कि अगर हम ये करते हैं तो इट विल बी बेटर. हमारे ब्लू कॉलर society, blue collar voters and labor urban strongholds will be happy if we public ownership of utilities को हम privatize policies such as the public ownership of utilities and the introduction of wealth taxes in an ever more unequal society enjoy broad support. This is the suggestion or conclusion author is saying. ठीक है. आइए क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर में चलते हैं. What is the central thesis of the passage? क्या है? फराज हैज ऑथेंटिकली शिफ्टेड टुवर्ड्स लेफ्ट विंग. बिल्कुल भी नहीं, ऑथेंटिकली बिल्कुल नहीं शिफ्ट किया है. इट इज ऑथर इज स्केप्टिकल अबाउट इट. ठीक है. लेबर्स लॉस ऑफ वर्किंग क्लास सपोर्ट इज ड्यू टू फराज सुपीरियर इकोनॉमिक पॉलिसीज एंड कैरिज्मेटिक लीडरशिप. नो. Farage is exploiting labor's policy weakness by opportunistically adopting superficially left-leaning position to attract delusioned blue-collar voters. Yes, he हमारे पैसेज में साफ साफ कहा गया है कि he is a very big opportunist. ठीक है. वो सिर्फ लेबर पार्टी की indecisiveness होने का फ़ायदा उठा रहे हैं. Now, the Conservative Party's collapse has created an opening that Farage is trying to fill with a traditionalist libertarian message. नहीं, पार्टी हैजंट कोलैप्स्ड. ठीक है. तो आउट ऑफ स्कोप. नेक्स्ट, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग कैन बी मोस्ट रीजनेबली इन्फर्ड अबाउट लेबर्स करंट पॉलिटिकल पोजीशन. लेबर की क्या करंट पॉलिटिकल पोजीशन है? लेबर इज करेंटली थ्राइविंग इन यूनिवर्सिटीज, टाउन्स, बट हैज कंप्लीटली लॉस्ट. नो. कि इट हैज़ कम्प्लीटली लॉस्ट इट्स अपील इन ब्लू कॉलर, बहुत एक्सट्रीम हो गया. लेबर्स अटेम्प्ट्स टू अपील टू एंटी इमिग्रेंट सेंटिमेंट्स हैव हेल्प रिटेन इट्स ट्रेडिशनल वोटर बेस. रादर इसका जस्ट ऑपोजिट हमारा पैसेज कह रहा है. लेबर इज स्ट्रगलिंग टू ऑफर अ कोहेरेंट प्रोग्रेसिव ऑल्टरनेटिव, लूजिंग वोटर्स टू पार्टीज अक्रॉस द स्पेक्ट्रम. येस, बहुत साफ साफ यही चीज हमारे पैसेज में लिखी हुई है. लेबर हैज लार्जली मेंटेन इट्स क्रेडिबिलिटी by avoiding populist economic measures, like unlike he hasn't maintained its credibility. ठीक है. Moving on to the next question. In the sentence, labor has tied itself in unedifying knots over its deeply unpopular cuts. What is the closest meaning of unedifying? चलिए देखते हैं क्या बोल रहा है. इंटेलेक्चुअली इंगेजिंग जस्ट उल्टा होता है. मोरली और एथिकली अनअपीलिंग, इट इज, ऐसा लग रहा है कि सही हो सकता है. स्ट्रैटेजिकली नेसेसरी बट पॉलिटिकली कॉम्प्लेक्स नहीं. माइल्डली कंफ्यूजिंग, नॉट अ माइल्डली कंफ्यूजिंग एंड ब्यूरोक्रेटिक. सो बी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. इट कैप्चर्स दिस द essence of unedifying knots, the indecisiveness that is captured in the passage in various paragraphs, जहाँ पे ऑथर ये हाईलाइट कर रहा है कि कैसे लेबर पार्टी के वोटर्स छूट रहे हैं, उनकी कौन कौन सी पॉलिसीज की वजह से, इंडिसाइसिवनेस की वजह से, जिसका फायदा फराज उठा रहे हैं. ठीक है. Which best option best describes the tone adopted by the author throughout the passage? कौन सी टोन है? Is it detached? No, it is not detached or neutral. बिल्कुल भी नहीं. It is full of, it is emotionally charged language. Sarcastic and dismissive नहीं, sarcasm नहीं है. Critical but analytical, yes. Author is very much critical and analytical. He is suggesting things. He is saying Faraj a reformer, opportunist and various other things without a warning about implications of reforms. Right? Yes, C is the correct answer. Admiring and persuasive तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. Author is not admiring anyone here. चलिए आगे देखते हैं. What primary rhetorical strategy does the author use to make his argument about Faraj's political tactics? So appeals to historical precedent by comparing Faraj to classic British left-wing figures. So he is not compared to left-wing heroes in a positive way. Faraj is more like a Reed Mogg than Bevan, ये बोला गया है, तो it is not in a positive way. तो yes, A is not our answer. Presents contrasting portrayals of Faraj past present position to expose contradiction. Yes, यही बात तो वो बोल रहा है कि author contrasts Faraj past as a right wing stockbroker and his current fake leftist image. ठीक है. Uses statistical polling data to disapprove Faraj's popularity among blue collar voters. ठीक है, polling data का वहाँ पे पैसेज में mention है, but it is not the main weapon या tactics. Relies on anecdotal evidence from speeches. कहीं भी हमारे पैसेज में anecdotal evidences या speeches नहीं include की गई हैं by author to build a sympathetic case. So D is also out of scope. We have got our answer, that is B. ठीक है, चलिए आगे चलते हैं. What political risk does the author suggest Labour faces if it fails to change course? It may be overtaken by the liberal Democrats and Greens as the main opposition party. ठीक है. The threat is not only from Lib Dems or Greens, तो ये बहुत ही narrow है. Option A is very narrow. ठीक है. It will be unable to retain the support of affluent middle class in university and towns. Again, it is only talking about support of affluent middle class in university towns, तो ये narrow है. It could be supplanted by reform UK among both its working class and progressive voter bases. Yes, this is the risk which is very explicitly mentioned in the passage, stating that the passage warns that the Labour could lose voters in both direction, blue collar to Farage and progressive to Greens or Lib Dems. और अगर हम आते हैं, it may need to enter a coalition with reform. Coalition की तो कहीं कोई बात हुई ही नहीं है, तो again out of scope. Moving on to the next passage. Hope यहाँ तक अभी आपको clarity है, समझ में आ रहा है, ठीक है? When Taylor Swift announced the title of her new album, The Tortured Poets Department, at the Grammy Awards in February, a question popped into my mind. ठीक है, तो टेलर स्विफ्ट का शी अनाउंस द टाइटल ऑफ अ न्यू एल्बम द टॉर्चर्ड पोएट्स डिपार्टमेंट. ठीक है, कहाँ? एट द ग्रैमी अवार्ड इन February. So the question popped in the narrator's mind, क्या? How can poets and poetry enter into conversation with Swift? ठीक है, a debut era Swiftie, I knew that her lyrics contain all of the elements of poetry and her songs writing is simply unmatched, unparalleled and literary. ठीक है, author is applauding. As quickly as the question formed in my mind, so did an answer. जैसे ही सवाल आया मेरे दिमाग में वैसे ही जवाब भी आया. Ask the best poets writing today to respond with a poem to one specific song of Swift's without using direct lyrics or titles, then create a one-of-a-kind ekphrastic. What is ekphrastic? Ekphrastic means an art inspired by an art. ठीक है, यहाँ पे poetry inspired by the song of Taylor Swift. Poetry anthology which leans into the spirit of Swift songwriting, highlighting the way she interacts with a huge fan base whom she has trained to search for Easter eggs, like those clues, those hidden clues, mystery in everything from her songwriting to the clothes she wears. So अभी ऑथर के दिमाग में, नरेटर के दिमाग में एक आइडिया आता है कि क्यों ना मैं पोएट से ही बात करूं, and I'll ask them to write a poetry inspired by the songs of Taylor Swift. ठीक है, which is actually यहाँ पे which highlights, which her lyrics actually interacts with her fans and they are very mysterious. Yeah, there are always hidden clues for their fans and whatever she wears. ठीक है, I started with Pulitzer Prize winning poet Dinah Shoes, who not only said yes but also offered a list of poets to contact. Like उन्होंने हाँ भी बोला और आगे कैसे expand करेंगे इस project को उसके लिए भी मदद करी. From that moment the project blossomed into something absolutely beautiful with 113 poets joyfully agreeing to take part. Now जो आइडिया आया था नरेटर के दिमाग में, she contacted this one person and then 113 people became the part of that particular project. Poets respond to the Song of Taylor is designed to bring joy to poetry lovers and Swifties alike with new works from 113 of today's best poets including Pulitzer Prize winners, National Award winners, New York Times bestsellers and Insta poets writing about my song from Niobe Shihab Nai. Now author is telling us कि कैसे अलग अलग प्रोफाइल के लोग उससे आकर के जुड़े हुआ, पुलित्जर प्राइज विनर, नेशनल बुक अवार्ड विनर, न्यूयॉर्क टाइम बेस्ट सेलर्स. ठीक है, लाइक वेरी गुड पीपल, एक्सपर्ट्स फ्रॉम देयर फील्ड. ठीक है, नाउ लिसनिंग टू म्यूजिक इज द इजिएस्ट जर्नी वी कैन टेक इन्वॉल्विंग नो टिकट्स, द लीस्ट बैगेज. यानी कुछ नहीं लगता है सॉन्ग सुनने में, ऐसा हमारा ऑथर कह रहा है. I need it when I drive and during Texas summers. I need it when I cook. People ask if I listen to podcast. No, I listen to music. Now this particular lady is telling us कि वो हर टाइम मतलब हमेशा वो गाने सुनना पसंद करती है and जब वो खाना बनाती है या समर्स में टैक्सेस जाती है या अगर उससे लोग पूछते हैं कि do you listen to podcast, so she says कि no, I listen to music. ठीक है, writing in response to Taylor Swift's song was the most pleasurable trip I have had in a while. Her song took me backward and forward, linking a few elements. This is important. Backward and forward, linking a few elements I might never have connected. A teen memory and my current grief. Like she is moving to and fro from very sweet memories of high school English class and my current grief, too many deaths of loved ones in quick succession. This stun gun era, yani this shocking era has been overlaid by the genocide of innocent people. I think of as my own Gazans and Israelis too, innocent people, children, they are all mine, all ours, as if the better instincts of human beings have been betrayed. Every religion, every moral and ethical code, every good intentions faced. तो यहाँ पे अभी वो अपने दुख की पर्सनल से वो बहुत ज़्यादा broader spectrum में आ चुकी है. Now she is taking example of Gaza and Israel and she is saying that कि humanity से क्या ethical code, every good intent, humanity से goodness जा चुकी है. Fizz यानी it has now is now fading away. How do we put anything together? हम कोई भी चीज़ कैसे साथ रहे? Is it possible to renovate our personal sense of wreckage to be any person we ever tried to be? Taylor helps me to do that. She often does. This past sad Christmas, all I wanted to do was watch her Eras tour for 3 hours and travel out of my body. My assigned song in this project gave me a gift of our son I hadn't anticipated. He often listened to the same song on repeat for days. Ritual helps us survive. So in the final lines, lines, author is saying that during hard times, watching Swift's tour helped her emotionally escape and feel relief, and writing the poem reminded her of a son who used to listen to the same Swift songs again and again. And finally, it is said the ritual helps us survive, means that she repeating comforting acts help people cope with grief and life. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे आई होप अभी आपको पैसेज अच्छे से समझ में आ गया है. मूविंग ऑन टू द क्वेश्चन एंड आंसर. Which of the following is mentioned by Naomi Shihab Nye about the relationship between Taylor Swift's song and her personal experience? देखते हैं क्या बोल रही है. The song helps her remember childhood memories. Unrelated? No, it is related to grief. तो unrelated to grief गलत हो गया यहाँ पे. The song provides her with a sense of escape and ritual linking past and present emotions. Yes, this is what has been said in the last lines of the passage. The song reminds her of a joy she felt during. नहीं, it is not joy. It was related, some memory is related है, but joy उसने नहीं बोला. The song offers a way to understand global politics issues. Gaza और Israel present है, but it is more of a emotional rather than global political issue. ठीक है? How does the passage describe Taylor Swift's impact on her fans and poets involved in the project? She challenges her fans to decode the deeper meaning in her music. ठीक है? She uses her music to remove division among different groups of people. ऐसा तो हमारे पैसेज में कहीं नहीं बोला कि she is removing divisions from different group of people. She brings people together through language and emotion, inspiring creativity. Yes. How 113 people came together, ठीक है, for that particular project because they are so much inspired by her lyrics. She discourages fans from interpreting her music in personal ways. Rather, she encourages her fans and she challenges her fans to decode. No, she doesn't challenge her fans. Rather, it is more of a inspiration. ठीक है, तो A is also incorrect. We have got the correct answer, that is C. चलिए, what does the phrase stun gun era most likely to define the context of the passage? Very simple, I believe. आप सभी से ये क्वेश्चन तो बन ही गया होगा. पीरियड ऑफ एक्सट्रीम इमोशनल ट्रॉमा एंड सोसाइटल अपहीवल. यस, शॉक. ठीक है. अ ब्रीफ मोमेंट ऑफ पर्सनल जॉय की तो बिल्कुल उल्टी बात है. द अनप्रेडिक्टेबल एंड रैपिड चेंजेस. नो, अनप्रेडिक्टेबल यहाँ पे टेलर स्विफ्ट के करियर की बात नहीं हो रही है. अ वायलेंट एंड इंटेंस एरा ऑफ ग्लोबल कॉन्फ्लिक्ट. ये बहुत ही वेग हो गया, तो यस, वी हैव गॉट द करेक्ट आंसर, दैट इज ए. राइट. ऑल राइट, थैंक यू सो मच. होप आपको ये एक्सप्लेनेशंस और एनालिसिस अच्छे से समझ में आया होगा. बेस्ट ऑफ लक. थैंक यू. स्टे लॉजिकल विद विधिज्ञ.